Hello, everybody, and welcome back to more Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore. We are back once again in Fritz's route, chapter 4, I believe. The last episode we left off on. So, I think we talked to Fritz a little bit more about his worries and essentially asking him the hard-hitting question of what do you plan on doing after settled everything in terms of the whole Knights thing. So turning in the paperwork, returning stuff, etc., etc. What is your plan afterwards? And for Fritz, he's quite unsure what to do just because his entire life, his identity revolved around just being a knight and working towards that, following in his father's footsteps. But unfortunately, I think in a way, it just turned to be him just being overshadowed or just always being in the shadow of his father, even as a knight. So he's done everything correctly. He's risen in the ranks of being in the Knight's Order, but it's just that's all he's ever known in his life. He doesn't know truly, he hasn't had the time to truly develop any other interests besides being a knight. So yeah, he's having a little bit of identity crisis at the ripe old age of 23. So we're just trying to talk him out. We were just trying to help him out along the way, but I think I pushed a little too hard in terms of getting him to talk because we sort of brought it up. And then he eventually was like, I'll talk to you about it later. I was going to talk to you about it, but not right now, sort of thing. And then he, to further kind of, add on to the whole identity crisis, he brought up his alter ego, Varg. And he questioned us. He's like, back when Varg was still a thing, did you love him or did you love me? I said I loved him because I thought my rationing was that Varg was it's in a way an extension of himself. It is the alter ego, the quote unquote darker parts of Fritz just come into manifestation because of the curse. So for me, they're one and the same in a way. It's just a different side of Fritz that obviously he's tried to keep hidden because he thinks it's it's kind of ugly, or it's more negative, darker, kind of sort of unhinged sort of side to him. Not at all the quote unquote good person sort of image that he's he's kind of made for himself as Fritz. So yeah, but I don't know, apparently he felt some type of way. He's just like, well, what if I told you that Varg is, I guess, the more authentic side of myself? So yeah, it's just like, oh well, I thought they were one and the same in that sense. That's why I'm saying it's one and the same in the sense. It's like, okay, if Varg is the more authentic side of you, then it's that's still you in a sense. So I guess I don't know, maybe in a way he sees himself separate as Fritz then. So I unfortunately didn't really pick up on that. So I kind of missed out on the nuances of it when I selected my answer for it. So we didn't get points on that, unfortunately. But yeah, what can we do now? Anyways, we're chapter 4, we moved on. Yeah, we're just he's just wrapping up in terms of, I guess, his whatever he needs to do in terms of retiring from the Knight's Order. So yeah, here we are, I guess, back in the throne room. I'll catch you guys up on any other things that I must have missed out on the last chapter, but yeah, because that's all I can really recall. That's the main points, I think, of the last chapter. So yeah, let's continue on and let's see where this will take us. So Fritz, and that is all I have to report on the incident, Your Majesty. Oh, what incident? What? Did we have an incident? Well, I know he took us to the town square to watch one of Waltz's plays about how the witches lost their powers, but they're still treated the same, or in the end, kind of thing. It's like a little kids puppet show sort of thing. What incident? I can't remember. Okay, well maybe we'll catch up on that. So Fritz bows to my father before joining the knights gathered at the edge of the room. Jurian stands with them, watching everything with a stony expression. Oh yeah, he's also begun training us in terms of how to better defend ourselves. So we had our first little lesson in the forest, and it's just us basically just learning how to like evade, yeah, or hide, or like whatever. So yeah, Lady Jurian, is Lord Fitzgerald's testimony satisfactory? Yes, Your Majesty. Okay. And your opinion, Hannah? Okay. I agree with Jurian, Your Majesty. Okay. This morning, my father ordered Fritz and the knights that were with me during the kidnappings to provide testimony as to what happened. Okay, so they're just kind of still going over this. The kidnappers have been awaiting their sentence in jail for the past few weeks. Today is the day they received their punishment. Okay. I heard from Jurian that the trial has already been suspended multiple times on account of heated discussions between the king and their counselors. The case was of especial interest to them because the criminals were witches. Yes. This technicality, along with the king's own busy schedule, has forced us to postpone the trial. Father motions to the guards by the front doors. It is a silent command to bring the criminals inside. Okay. There we go. The kidnappers are silent as they enter the room and kneel in front of the throne. You know the reason you have been brought here. You have been charged with the crime of kidnapping the crown princess. To this crime, you have both pleaded guilty. Yes. I glanced between the man and the woman. The defiance I saw on their faces the day they stole me away is gone, replaced with resignation. Okay. Well, these people kidnapped and threatened me. They blamed me for the divide between witches and humans and for the loss of magic. Yeah, Hannah? Where's their bravado now? My father is speaking to me in a low voice. I turned to him, startled. Yes, Your Majesty? This crime was committed against you. As you are set to take my place, I would have you decide their punishment. Okay. I turn back to the kneeling criminals. The woman seems to quiver in her shackles, and the man is looking up at me with eyes that glimmer with unshed tears. Okay. 2 years ago, Mother would have punished them with death. She would have insisted that lenience was weakness. Okay, it's okay. Whatever. I, of course, am going to be the bigger person, but these people do not deserve death. As if reading my thoughts, Father continues on a different tangent. Okay. According to the law, your kidnappings would be tried as a first-degree crime because you are unharmed. The typical punishment is 30 years of prison time, though you can certainly argue for longer. I shake my head. No, I am unharmed. There's no need to press any further charges. In that case, I will allow you to decide if the sentence is ample. Sentence of the 30 years have the sentence. Wait, hold on. I guess I'll be merciful. I guess. Let's be merciful. Why not? Because again, she does have a point to say that we were unharmed. And I think the 30 years was like the average max for this type of crime, right? Like, let's just have it because you have them only serve 15 years? I think 15 years is still sufficient, I get that, pretty much. These people are still young. They may have friends and family they are supporting. Anything longer than that would only give the witches more reason to hate us. I nod as I turn back to the two ex-witches. I am being magnanimous by halving your sentences, but that does not mean I have forgiven your crime. Remember this, all crimes are judged fairly, no matter who the perpetrator is. Right. The woman stares at me in shock. The man bows his head. 1,000 blessings upon you, Your Majesty. Well, thank you. Not that I need them, but thanks. The woman follows his example. Both are still shaken as they are taken from the room. Hopefully this will ease some of the tension in the kingdom. Hopefully. I glance at Father, who has not said a single word since I declared my sentence. Then I look at Fritz, curious about his reaction, and I'm surprised when I see the fierce frown on his face. What? He's like, not happy. Father clears his throat. Now I feel as if the divide these kidnappers mentioned should be addressed. Well, yeah. I have already given many speeches in an effort to bring the citizens of Angiel together, right? Now I realize that words are not enough. Actions is necessary. When I suggest this to my father, he asked what I recommend. If I'm being honest, I am not sure yet. Yet I know now that words are not enough. They will not bridge this so-called divide. I would like to gather information first, then I will speak about what happened here today, and I press a hand on my forehead and sigh. Ow. I will find some way to resolve this problem. Hana, remember that this is not your problem alone to solve, right? I look again at Fritz and startle when I see the frown on his face. His eyes are trained on the wall. Why does he look so irritated, right? Why does he... girl, I know. He's like the extreme. He's like, yeah, fuck them bitches. Even Jurian is staring at him with a quizzical look on her face, but Fritz does not so much as spare her a glance. Yeah, Fritz, what's wrong? He looks as if he has closed himself off from the world. Hana? I turn back to my father with a half-hearted smile. Yes, I know. Thank you, father. Lord Fitzgerald? Yes, your majesty. Fritz's expression is stony. He still refuses to meet my eyes. He must have his reasons. For now, I will give him space. I would speak with you on that one matter I mentioned before. What is this about? Lord Fitzgerald and I had something we wanted to discuss in private. Okay. I glance curiously between my father and Fritz, but neither reveals the topic of their conversation. Is this something else Fritz does not want to tell me? I brush my worry away with a nod, then swiftly turn and head out of the dining hall. What the heck, Fritz? Like, I'm trying to think of like the goodness of the kingdom moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, why? Why you gotta be like this, bro? Like, I know I get it. Like, he's very much has like a vendetta against these people who kidnapped us due to his trauma from like his mother. You know, the whole thing. Yeah, he revealed that he hinted that his mother was taken advantage of because she showed kindness to people who just threw it back at her face. That was another thing. That was just another thing. So I decided to head to town with three night escorts. I resolved to be productive in my time off and look for people who can help me decide what to do about the divide between witches and humans. Specifically, I look for Waltz. Before I would have gone to the Marchand to look for him, but now with the tavern closed, that is impossible. When Dolor and Parfait passed away, there was no one left to watch over the Marchand. Waltz and the other boarders have since moved out. Waltz now lives on the outskirts of Bangiel, but I am certain that he comes to town around this time to perform. Okay. There is no doubt in my mind that Waltz will be able to tell me more about the recent treatment of the witches. I searched the whole town square for Waltz, but he is nowhere to be found. Usually he is in this area performing or playing with the children, yet there is no signs of him here today. Where'd he go? What is he? I continue to look for Waltz over the next hour, occasionally stopping to speak with other townsfolk to ask if there have been any disturbances in the area. Most seem confused by the question. Was what the witches were saying not true after all? I am still searching when someone calls my name, pulling me from my thoughts. Oh, Princess Hana. Oh. I turn on my heels and see a familiar man striding toward me with a bright smile on his face. A young woman walks beside him, smiling nervously. I would never forget Chevalier and Anice's faces. Aw, it's them! Long time no see, Princess. I am grateful to Lady Luck for giving me the opportunity to see you today. Anice raises her head and smiles. It's good to see you again, Your Highness. Likewise. How is work at the clinic? 2 years ago, when the fairy tale curses were broken, Chevalier regained his memories and returned to work as a doctor. Anice, who had always been interested in learning more about medicine, decided to stay on with him as his assistant. Nice. It has been months since I have seen either of them. Chevalier glances at Anice, a mischievous smile on his face. Anice looks away, flustered. Are they together in this universe? Won't you tell the princess the good news, Anice? Anice fiddles her thumbs, her expression turning sheepish. Well, we've decided to open up a pharmacy in the clinic space. Okay, a pharmacy. Oh yeah, Anice's specialty has always been herbs and antidotes. We've decided that opening a pharmacy is the best way to showcase our talents, right? It's like, that's usually the case. Like, doctor, you go to see the doctor, and then they just prescribe you something, and you go to the pharmacist to get the medicine. It's like right next door. Rather than just a clinic, we'll also have a pharmacy set up so the townsfolk can purchase natural remedies. Yeah. It should be less expensive than the medicine most apothecaries sell. Okay. That sounds like a great idea. Right? Doesn't it? Anise will do just splendidly. I hope so. Chevrolet looks at her and raises an eyebrow. You should tell her about the other thing too, Anise. That other thing too. Much to my surprise, Anise flushes. It's not, really important. Ugh, nonsense. Being in love is always important news, okay? I stare between the two of them as Anise hides her face in her hands. Unless, what's this about love? Unless, yeah, she's got, yes, I was gonna say, like, somebody else? Some other fine gentleman? Anise met a very striking young man a few weeks back. He came to my clinic to ask for my advice, you see. In the end, he spoke with Anise for hours on end about various herbs. And he has the same, like, interests as you. What the heck? Anise sighs as she removes her hands from her face. He happened to be the son of a visiting apothecary. He was a pleasant man. Ah. Ha, you don't have to be so shy in front of the princess, Anise. Tell her about how much you like to smile, or about how nice he was when he treated you to dinner. Oh, I think that's a good man. Sounds like a good man, Anise. You got yourself a good one, Chevalier. Chevalier. I cannot help but smile at Anise's embarrassment. Anise always did so much for others back when the marching was open. She deserves to be spoiled as well. I'm happy for you, Anise. Thank you, Your Highness. I pause to consider as Anise and Chevalier once again exchange looks. She turns away with a sigh when Chevalier winks at her. So cute. I wonder if maybe Chevalier can tell me about the witches. Chevalier, have you seen any witches in your clinic yet recently? The good mood fades abruptly. Oh. I have. Many of them show up at my door saying they've been refused treatment at other clinics. Oh no. One woman, who was so sickly she was on the verge of collapse, told me that she had been run out of some other place because someone was certain they'd seen her cast a fairy tale curse before. There was also another witch, a man who had burns on him. He came asking for some kind of ointment. Burns? Oh wow, Chevalier nods. That's really dark. It was a revenge crime. A man came into his potions shop and knocked everything he owned to the ground, causing an explosion. Oh, but why? I thought he might have actually, like, I don't know, threw, like, what's it called, like acid on him or something. That'd be fucked. According to the witch, the man said something about magic no longer having any place in Angiel. The more Chevalier speaks about the incidents, the more my stomach churns. Many of these crimes were mentioned by the counselors, but no one mentioned specifically that they had been done against witches. I cannot excuse this discrimination. I'm sorry, Princess. Sorry. Annie smiles at me sadly. We didn't mean to add to your stress. Oh, you do not need to apologize. I came seeking this information because I want to help. Perhaps I can discuss some sort of safety measures with Jurian? Or maybe I should address these crimes in front of all the townsfolk. I don't know. Humans are sad creatures, aren't they? They fear things they don't understand and choose to despise them rather than open their minds. But still, yeah. He smiles. I've had various volunteers come in to help me tend the witches. Just as there is cruelty in this world, there is also great goodness. It just so happens that violence always speaks loudest. Then I have no choice but to speak louder than the violence. Yes, I nod at both of them. Thank you both for your help. Okay, of course, we're glad that we could help, Princess. Yeah, yes, it's always a pleasure. If you ever need anything, you are more than welcome at our clinic. Okay, man. Rest assured, I will always make time for you. I will try my best to visit when I can. My talk with Chevalier has answered many of my questions, and I am relieved for it. It seems I do not need to search for Waltz after all. Okay, but I hope he's okay. He's doing well for himself. Shortly after the two excuse themselves, I head back to the palace with my guard reformed around me. Okay. Alright, well shit. No sooner have I returned than I am met by another familiar face. Emmeline is running toward me with a package in her hands. Her smile is exuberant. She's got it. It's probably from Lance. I had a feeling you'd be back soon, Hannah. Emmeline, what, were you waiting for me? I was. I wanted to be the one to deliver this for you. Oh, Emmeline holds the package out to me. What is this? It's for me? I take the parcel from her hands and eye it curiously. You won't know until you open it. Okay, I raise my eyebrows. It must be important if she came to meet me at the palace gates. I do as Emmeline insists, and am surprised when I behold what is inside. A mask! Oh, a mask? Emmeline claps her hand together. For the upcoming ball. Oh, the upcoming ball is a masquerade. When did this happen? Emily seems to notice my confusion. It was Lord Fitzgerald's idea. He brought it up to Mother a few days ago. He said that masks would make things more mysterious. I run my hands over the carefully crafted mask and shake my head in wonder. It is a delicate mask, and I cannot help but marvel at the intricacy of its design. What do you think? It's a lovely idea, isn't it? Well, it is. Interesting. It is interesting. Wonder why Fritz wanted to alter the theme of the celebration and why he chose mask. Looking at the mask makes me remember the masked man from 2 years ago, the man whose cocky smile I would always read beneath his mask. Varg, Fritz. Their personalities were like night and day, and yet they are the same person. Hannah. Oh, Emmeline laughs when I startle. Rod was right. I do just need to say your name loud enough. I was just appreciating the mask. Did you buy this for me? Oh. Emmeline shakes her head. No, it's from Lord Fitzgerald. Oh, Fritz brought this mask for me? I clear my throat and carefully set the mask back in its package. Do you know where Fritz is now, Emmeline? Yeah, I gotta talk to him. I can't say I do. Sorry, Hannah. Okay, no. He said that he would be waiting for us in our usual place, so perhaps he is in my room. The two of us always meet there before we begin our practices. It is no worry. I will find him on my own. Yeah. I tuck the package beneath my arm. Thank you for delivering the mask. Oh, it's no problem. I wanted to be the first to see the wonder on your face. Okay. I look at her, suddenly curious. Why? What of your mask? Have you already purchased one? Yes, earlier today. Oh, she flushes. Wait, I found a special mask from Brigantia and purchased it on a whim. Oh, of course. Oh, aren't Brigantian masks especially flamboyant? That does not seem your style, unless you want to match with Lance. I raise an eyebrow. Are you trying to impress someone? Maybe I am. It just so happens that Brigantian royalty will be joining us for this celebration. Since Prince Lance is attending, her words fade as she looks at me embarrassed. It has been less than a few months since the Brigantian nobles came to visit our palace. Claude and his brother Lance have been sent here on many occasions as emissaries to help remedy our relations with Brigantia. I noticed the way Emmeline looked at Lance even back then. I have always suspected she fancied him. Hehe, you're too obvious, girl. We know. What? I wish you the best of luck, Emmeline. I'm sure you will capture his heart. I grin as I pass a rosy-cheeked Emmeline. Okay, off we go. Trying to see. Oh, there he is. The first thing I notice upon my return is that Fritz is seated beside my window. The minute I step inside, he looks up at me. Then, just as abruptly, he turns away and stares outside, his expression conflicted. Girl, talk to me, Fritz. Like, what's wrong? I recall the way he acted in the throne room earlier. It seemed almost as if he did not want to speak with me. Why are you giving me the cold shoulder for? I received your mask. He's so... I walk over to him and cross my arms. If there's something amiss, please tell me. I cannot fix whatever it is unless you tell me what it is, right, girl? Come on. Does this have something to do with the trial earlier? Suddenly, Fritz's expression is sad, melancholy. It's not that you did anything wrong, Hannah, only... He sighs as he runs a hand through his hair. I disagreed with your ruling. Why? Was he angered by my leniency? It is as if he reads my mind. He turns to regard me slowly, his expression mellowing. It's not like you could have known, and it's not as if my feelings had any bearing on the case. It's only, well, what happened today reminded me so much of what happened with my mother. Yeah, I figured. Your mother. His mother was killed, I believe. It's a bit of a long story, but suffice it to say, when the criminal who killed her was tried, they were given a lenient verdict, a flawed one. A flawed verdict. Fritz nods, a little absently, before he sighs out again. I'm sorry, I don't mean to insist that my personal feelings should have any bearing on your decisions. No, please, I want to understand. Yeah, it's okay. And I will make sure that you do, but for now, I'm sorry. Okay, well... I should be talking about the masquerade, shouldn't I? He eyes the mask with a smile. So Emmeline delivered the mask to you. What do you think? I think it's beautiful and mysterious. Fritz laughs. The sound of it relieves my heart. You say it like you're not so sure. Because I am not. I have never attended a masquerade before. I step forward and raise my eyebrows at him. I heard from Emmeline that it is you who suggested this. May I ask why? I'm sorry, Hannah. It was for an entirely selfish reason. I wanted to give you a mask, and I wanted to see you wear it. I had a lot of fun designing it for you. Oh, Fritz, you designed this mask? Wow. I did. I wanted to do something special for you. And also, he leans forward, eyes glinting with mischief. In a masquerade, one can show off a completely different part of themselves. It's like being a masked performer in a theater show. He leans back and laughs. I thought it would be nice to be someone else for a change. Well, someone else? You'll see. Okay. He stands and crosses his arms. Before we head out to our practice, if you're up to it, I'll tell you about the incident with my mother. Perhaps talking about it will help get it off my mind. Yeah, if you're willing to tell the story, then I'm willing to listen. Exactly. What happened? I told you before I lost my mother when I was very young, right? I was only 3 years old. Damn. That means this was before I was even born, before Mother's reign. I put a hand to the pocket where I keep Fritz's knife, his mother's knife. Before, he told me that if she'd had this knife on the day she was killed, things would have been different. Have I ever told you that my mother was a teacher, Hannah? Oh, I look at him wide-eyed. Oh, no, you have not. She was a language teacher. She was the reason I grew up learning bits of other languages. Even after she died, I read her lesson plans because I thought they would make me feel closer to her. I cannot help but recall the word that Fritz taught me before. The one he said was from an ancient language. Adiuva? Adiuva? Did his mother teach him that word, or did he learn it after she died? Anyway, I digress. My mother was a language teacher who took on many students, nobles, commoners, children. She would teach anyone who had the motivation. My father always told me she loved what she did. So she was happy. We all were. He leans against the wall with a sigh. Despite the sunlight blanketing the room, the air feels dreary, heavy. Then she took on the student that would eventually kill her. My father says he was a Brigantian nobleman who wanted to learn the Sicilian language. Most likely, it was because he had business connections within Citadel. Citadel? That does not seem like such a strange request. Citadel is a neighboring kingdom after all. It makes sense that he would have connections there. Anyway, mother used to visit this man every other day. He paid my mother more than necessary and was a fast-learning student. But then one day, word of a scandal began to spread around NGL. Word was the nobleman was involved in some illegal trade with Sicilian businessmen. My mother could confirm those suspicions. She found proof of the illegal trade deals in the nobleman's own letters. Apparently, the letters had gotten mixed into my mother's lesson plans by accident. They were written in a language only she understood. Oh my god. Shortly after my mother notified the king, the nobleman mysteriously disappeared. The day after, my mother was found murdered in an alley. The knife in her chest had been bought that day by a young man no one recognized. It turned out he was a hired killer. Wow, that's fucked. Just like wrong place, wrong time, and like, wow. I stare at Fritz in shock. You believe that the nobleman sent a killer after your mother because she spread a rumor about him? No, she turned him in, basically. It was the truth, not a rumor. The truth that soiled his reputation, yeah. Fritz's eyes are stormy, his mouth set in a tight line. At first I think he is glaring at me, and then I realize he is glaring through me. His anger is reserved for a memory. The killer was brought to the palace to be tried. He confessed that he was only a hired hand, but nothing came of questioning him about his employer. Fritz sighs. The hired killer never had any physical contact with the nobleman who hired him. My father suggested torture as a means of getting information out of the murderer, but the king refused. The killer was sentenced to a lifetime in prison, but the nobleman who paid him was never found, and so he was never tried in court. Though my father tried to link the nobleman to the murder, King Gennaro argued that there was no conclusive evidence that he hired the killer. It was all circumstantial evidence. My father must have investigated further. There is no way he would let such a crime go unpunished. Yes, the investigation was extended, but nothing conclusive was found. Though my father tried to keep the investigation running, the king eventually disbanded the effort, claiming they were only hitting dead ends. The look on Fritz's face is so mournful that I cannot help reaching for his hand. All I want is to anchor him in the present, to get him away from his memories. I squeeze his hand and Fritz turns to me with a grimace. After that, nothing happened for a while. I was too young to understand where my mother had gone. my father became distant. I distinctly remember him disappearing for long stretches of time. He was gone longer than he had ever been before, and I almost always had someone else in the manor with me. His expression flatlines. Then one day, he came home covered in blood, and he told me that justice had been served. I stare at him. He killed the nobleman? I didn't realize it until much later, but yes, he made him confess, and then he killed the nobleman himself. My father punished the nobleman where the law had not, and yet... Fritz shakes his head. I have never felt closure. My father hated that the king was so lackadaisical about the investigation. He believed that the nobleman was pardoned on account of his status. From then on, my father held a grudge against the king. After my mother died, he became stricter, tougher. He began to doubt everyone and everything, and he dealt out justice with an iron fist. He didn't hate the king then, but still thought he was noble, but he still believed in the honor of the knights. He didn't become truly incorrigible until after the war, when Hildire was locked in the Tenebrarum. Before that, he was jaded but kind. After Hildire, though, after he saw that ruling with an iron fist could do to keep the people in line. Yeah. Fritz crosses his arms and groans. Back then, I always wanted to believe in the goodness of people, but now I understand where my father was coming from. The strong walk over the weak. His shoulders sag. That is what I realized when my father used me 2 years ago. His gaze settles on me again, quiet and forlorn. I believe in fair trials. I believe that people deserve retributions for the crimes they commit. This crime was not murder, but... You were stolen, Hannah. They had a knife to your throat. Oh. Sometimes I think about what I would be if I lost you, Hannah. I wonder if I would become to hate the world just like my father did. He goes silent as he slumps in his chair. Perhaps the reason Fritz was so impacted by the trial was because he believed I should have been harder on someone who could have taken my life. Well, there you have it, the story of my mother's death. I'm too young to remember it myself, but I put the pieces together over the years. He looks at me expectantly. What do you think? Oh, I think you need therapy, my guy. I think you're overdue for some therapy, is what I think. But like, damn though, that is pretty dark. What do I think? About the verdict, would you have done anything differently from the king? Oh, okay. I mean, sure, yeah, that too. Would you have let the nobleman go so easily? Would you have shown the same lenience? But no, but that's the thing though. Like he pointed out, this was murder though. Like, someone died. But like in this case, it's different. I know it could have escalated to that, but like, I don't know. It's just political tensions, man. Right now, it's just. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of factors to be had here. No. Yeah, I wouldn't. Not in this case, I wouldn't. No, I would like to think that I would have known something was amiss. Yeah, Fritz smiles at me gently. You have a good heart, Hannah. Well, thanks. When I look at him, I cannot help but feel that there is still some uncertainty in his eyes. You're not saying that for my sake, are you? No, I genuinely think that. Like in this case, no, I wouldn't. Because I'm aware of how petty a concern it is, especially when it happened so long ago. Petty? Fritz, it is not petty. Yeah, your mother was murdered and the criminal was never properly punished. No, and I've been thinking about this the whole day, but I think my father is the reason I never received any closure. He enacted revenge thinking it was the most direct form of punishment, but he ignored the law in the process, even when he was a knight meant to uphold it. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I get where he's coming from. I stare at him, baffled. It's like a conflict of morals. I'm sorry, Hannah. Maybe I'm the foolish one for letting myself be swayed by emotions. Emotions are not weakness. No, but you're a far more rational person than I am. I mean, I'm not gonna prove you wrong there. Either way, I think sharing the story with you has made me understand that I can't cling to the past forever. All we can do now is change what we do in the future, right? Yeah. Fritz does linger a lot in the past, but that is because he has lost so much. We are very similar in that regard. I believe we must learn from our parents' mistakes so that we can do better than them in the future. Right, exactly. Break that generational trauma. Fritz pulls me to my feet and kisses my forehead. Then abruptly he pulls me into a hug. Oh, Fritz, I think he needs a hug. Thank you, Hannah, for hearing me out. I rest my head on his shoulder. You never need to thank me, Fritz. I want you to be open with me. I pull away so that I can plant a quick kiss on his lips. Now, shall we continue this conversation during our lesson? Wait, Fritz smiles at me. He places a hand on my back as we walk toward the door. Yes, let's. Okay. We exit the stifling room and walk out into the breezy corridor. Okay, well, he just trauma dumps us, of course. But that's fine. This is what we wanted, okay? We needed answers and, we got the full story of it. The rest of the week passes by in a blur of meetings, classes, and practices. When I am not busy practicing with Fritz in the forest, he takes me to town. There, the two of us go searching for evidence of discrimination against witches. Ever since I spoke with Chevalier, I have been unable to rest. Fritz has agreed to help me gather information, and unsurprisingly, he is able to compile more evidence than me. He may no longer be a knight, but he is still incredibly good at work that requires subtlety and stealth. By the end of the week, the two of us have compiled a long list to present to the counselors upon our next meeting. I am grateful that the week has come to a close until I realize belatedly that the masquerade my family has been preparing it for is tonight. Oh my gosh. Fritz makes me promise that I will attend before departing to discuss some important matters with my father. Okay, yes, of course. He gave me a mask. Obviously, I'm gonna go. I can't waste it. The time for the masquerade comes sooner rather than later. It is not long before darkness cloaks the hallway and guests begin to pile in. I exit my room and make my way toward the throne room. The mask on my face feels heavy, even though it is perfectly suited to my face. No one has seen me wearing it yet, not even Emmeline. Oh, look at us, we're so pretty! Oh, I hope it does not look too ostentatious. No, you look fine. I put a hand to one of the dress's inner pockets. Tucked inside is Fritz's knife. Yeah, it is a strange good luck charm, but it makes me feel more confident as I walk into the throne room. It's okay. Nothing like a knife as a good luck charm. The first thing I notice upon entering the throne room is that everyone is masked. Most of the women are wearing beautifully designed gowns that shimmer with the dark colors of nighttime. The men don black coats and vests and wear bright smiles that offset their dark masks. Some of the ladies smile and laugh behind feathered fans. I take in the sight, wondering at the atmosphere of mystique. I am startled when the announcer beside the door appears and, with a bow, calls my full title and name to the gathered crowd. Ooh, I hate that. It's like, oh, yeah, haha. I search the faces of everyone gathered, but the guests' expressions are hidden behind their fans. My heart tightens at the sight. Why am I so nervous? I begin to make my way down the stairs, offering words of greeting to all those who approach me. I cannot help noticing the nobles are more brazen on this night. Oh yeah, because they're like, haha, we got a mask on, you can't tell who we are. But I don't know. Like, I think going to a masquerade ball just like once in your lifetime is like would be a pretty cool experience. Like, I would probably be down to go. But like, I always wonder, like, how can you seriously not tell who the person is if it's just like a mask over them? Just like it's like half of their face too. So it's like, can you seriously not tell who someone is just from half of their face being covered up like that? Like, surely, like, you can recognize them by like something else, right? Like their hair or like the way they speak or whatever. So I'm just like, Or unless this is like a silent masquerade ball, because that's a thing too. So like, I don't know. Okay, well. Ladies titter and grin behind their fans, and more than a few men wink at me. Oh, that's... Ugh. It is like they are different people. Yeah, because it's like you turning on incognito mode. I am still meandering through the crowd and searching for familiar faces when I notice a man in attire similar to Fritz's. Is this him? Fritz? This you? I mean, he's probably the only guy in the whole entire kingdom who has like white hair and dark skin, like, perhaps. I don't know, just saying. Like, I think he'd be pretty easily recognizable, and like gold. I think he has like gold eyes or like olivey kind of eyes. The man turns, but it is not Fritz, only some masked nobleman. I quell the disappointment inside of me and turn around to begin my search anew. Okay, looking for someone, princess? Oh. I nearly stumble right into the man behind me and have to take a few steps back to put some distance between us. I look up and freeze when I see his mask. Let me guess, it's the exact same as like Bart. Yeah, he's probably wearing the exact same like outfit as Varg. Sorry, the music. Oh yeah, yes, I knew it. Sorry, the music stopped, and I was like kind of scared that my game is like kind of glitching out and freaking out. So I'm just like, oh. Both his eyes and his mask are so familiar, I cannot help but be shocked. His face, complete with the cocky grin, gives me a strange sense of deja vu. Yeah. I cannot speak, only stare at him dumbfounded. It's been a while. Is he donning the alter ego sort of facade? Except now there's no curse really, but like he's gonna quote unquote let loose a little bit. The look on his face and the mask. It is Varg's mask. It is Varg's face, but no, it cannot be. Varg does not exist anymore, not as his own person. Not as his own person, yes. It has only been a few hours. Fritz's eyes twinkle with mirth. Sarcastic as always, I see. He takes a step forward. I'll have you know I plan on going by a different name tonight. Oh? Tonight, you may call me Varg, yeah. I stare at him nonplussed. Look at that! He holds out a hand. The grin never leaves his face. What do you say to just one dance, princess? Come on, I don't bite. I look at Fritz quizzically. What does he hope to accomplish with this change in character? So are we RPing? Like, what is happening? Yeah, it's like he always looks so pained when he remembers the things he did as Varg. So why? What? Cat got your tongue? Scold him. Play along. We'll play along. Let's see what he's truly kind of up to in terms of doing this. Because surely there's a reason. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. Go back. Let's play along. What? No wolf puns? You've lost your touch. Oh? He takes a step toward me, and though I cannot read his eyebrows, it is impossible to miss the smirk on his lips. I may be a bit out of practice, but I think I'm better at wordplay than a certain dumbstruck princess. The difference between us is that I know how to speak without demeaning a person. I expected more flamboyance from you. Varg. Fritz shrugs. There you go. See, I picked up that much. Sorry to disappoint, princess. Next time, I'll make sure to dress in bright, gaudy colors just for you. He presses a kiss to the back of my hand. Then, much to my surprise, he pulls me toward him with a grin. Shall we dance? Okay. We shall. It is a ball, after all. Oh, there we go. Chapter 5. Humans and Witches. Okay, so... Alrighty, off we go. We go dancing. We go dancing. So, obviously, as you guys know, this will be where we stop for the episode because, you know, chapter by chapter, you get the gist. You get it. But yeah, so, anyways, that concludes chapter 4, which looking back now, I think I didn't do so hot in terms of the choices. Like, I don't know, man. It's like there are times when Fritz is like really hard to read, and then there are times when it's like choices like just now, like it's pretty obvious, or I can pick up that much on which choice to make. So I don't know. Yeah, he just goes to show, I guess, that he's a very complex character, like in terms of this whole like dual personality, like again, like Hana had just pointed out, like he seems to regret obviously all the actions that he's done as Varg, but at the same time he's like, I don't know, I guess he still sort of in a way acknowledges that there is some truth about Varg's character that is also a part of him as well as Fritz. So maybe it's him trying to like reconcile with that fact, or trying to find some sort of balance in it, and then also in a way try to get us to accept that as well, sort of thing. Because I think when we said that whole answer about like who do you love more, did you love Varg or did you love Fritz, and when we said Fritz, he was kind of like, he didn't seem satisfied with that answer. So I feel like he thinks that Varg is the part of him that we don't love and we don't accept. So instead of like, you know, like something that we don't love or we don't accept, so that's just like an ick part about him, and he's scared that like if he accepts that Varg is actually him, like some truth to that, then we won't love him anymore or something like that. I don't know. I kind of get that gist of like what his mindset might be like, but it's just, again, I made the choice of choosing Fritz only because the fact that Varg was an alter ego, which I thought was already part of Fritz. So to me, Varg is Fritz in a sense already. So like if we say Fritz, and it's like that means Varg too, but I guess not. So to him, not. Yeah. But anyways, we'll continue on with the story and see in terms of what conclusion we will reach. I feel like I might just get like the not true ending, like just a good ending. So yeah. And we're pretty close to that anyways, because we're on chapter 5 currently in terms of starting up on the next episode for this, and then we will only have chapter 6 basically afterwards, so just like 2 more episodes of Fritz's route, and then of course like whatever and extra ending that we didn't get, we get that as well. So yeah, oh my god. So tune in for that, but for now, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell on my channel, because as I have already reiterated in my past videos, I am on a semi-hiatus for the channel, so my uploading schedule is a little bit wonky, out of whack, really unpredictable, even for myself. So even if you ask when's the next time I'm going to upload anything, I can't really guarantee an answer for you. I try to be as consistent as I can, but yeah, again, I can't really control it most of the time. So I try my best. So the surest way to know when's the next time I will upload, it will be on if you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Otherwise, I am still active on the channel. I will still see any comments that you leave on my video, and I will get back to them as best I can. So yeah, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys are enjoying this story for Fritz's route in Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. But for now, bye!